So Article 23, it talks about prohibition of traffic in human beings and forced labor. So what happened that there were these two articles 23 and 24. So collectively, which rights they talk about? 23 and
Exploitation.
24. Yeah, right against exploitation. So what happened that for initially 30 to 32 years they were in the dormant position. However, they have been used by extensively by the Supreme Court uh, for the betterment of the poor in the country. Okay, so first we'll talk about Article 23 subclause 1 of the Indian Constitution. So basically, according to this article, that traffic in human beings, one thing is traffic in human beings, second is begar, and other similar form of forced labors are prohibited, and any contravention of these provision shall be an offense punishable in accordance with law. समझ में आया इतनी चीज कि अगर if somebody is involved in traffic in human beings, second thing is begar, and third thing other similar form of forced labor, then this person shall be punished as per the law. Article 23 1 says that. Okay, there is another article in this fundamental right itself which says that if somebody violates the provision of that fundamental right, okay, or perform those practices which are restricted by that particular article, then that person will be punished. Which article talks about it?
Article
17.
17.
Yes, Article 17. Article 17 says that if somebody is involved in this any kind of discrimination with anybody, because it talks about abolition of untouchability. So if somebody is considering someone untouchable and performing that practice, then that person shall be that will be punishable offense. Okay, and that person will be punished. So my next question is that, okay, I am giving you one statement and which you have to listen carefully. I am saying Article 23, Clause 1 protects individual against the state only. So this statement is correct or incorrect, and it will be answered by who is going to answer? Kirtana.
Sir, it's incorrect.
Why it's incorrect?
It's incorrect because उसका second वाला clause ये बात करता है. I mean,
नहीं
uh,
नहीं, एक क्लॉज यही मैं आपको एक दे रहा हूँ, एक
hmm,
स्टेटमेंट बोल रहा हूँ that I'm simply saying Article 23. I'm not talking about 1 and 2. First, 1 protects it, okay, not 2.
okay.
2 is kind of an
हाँ
exception.
हाँ.
So, okay, so I'm just simply saying Article 23, and I'm saying Article 23 protects individual against the state only. This statement is correct or incorrect?
It's incorrect.
Why it's incorrect? Obviously, it protects against the state.
No, only state नहीं होगा sir.
Then against Supreme Court or against someone else, and who is
Sir,
there beyond only?
um, sir, I can't say मतलब I don't have the proper reason, but it's incorrect. I cannot explain why it is incorrect.
Satish?
It's not only against state, against private persons also.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not only against the state, it's against the private person also. That is why it was incorrect. ठीक है? Now I want to ask, there are certain articles which are enforceable against whole world in our fundamental right. Which article are they? Anybody, if you have an idea about it, this is the thing, rights enforceable against whole world. What rights are they?
Sir, Article 12, I re- as I know,
Which one?
Article 12.
12?
Hmm.
12 talks about state. This is the question. Tell me the name of those articles or rights, whatever you want to tell, which are enforceable against whole world. Animes?
सर वर्ल्ड के हिसाब से तो नहीं मालूम.
Sir, you are talking about foreigners, including then we can say world. I don't get that world.
These are three. These are three articles. Okay. Abolition of untouchability. 23, which talks about prohibition of traffic in human beings and forced labor, and 24 talks about prohibition of employment of children in factories. uh, okay, so remember this thing. This is a kind of fact, but remember this thing. Now we'll talk about something very important and which you need to know, because simple question UPSC has asked on this uh, article. Okay, and they have asked at least one or two times, so don't expect any simple question on this particular article if there is any. So now we'll talk about, there are some terms: begar, and second is traffic in human beings, and third one is forced labor. So if anyone can explain what is this begar, anybody?
So it means
सर forced labor.
Y-
It
yes,
means
Sunny, yes.
compulsory labor.
so without remuneration.
Compulsory labor.
Yeah,
Compulsory labor.
exactly.
Working without remuneration.
Yeah, exactly. So begar means compulsory work without any payment. Or in if I have to paraphrase it, then I can say that begar is the labor or services which a person forced to give without receiving any remuneration for it. Okay, and it was these kind of practices were prevailed during erstwhile princely states in India. Okay, and now I want to ask some question that, say for example, that if there is a government employee and as a punishment his salary has been withheld, then whether it will be considered under begar or not. Did you understand question? What did I say?
No, sir.
Okay, the question is that, say for example, there are government employees. This is government institution, and these are 10 employees, and due to certain punishment, their salary has been withheld. Okay, they did not pay, they did not get their salary due to punishment. So whether we can consider it under begar or not.
Uh, I think no, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
How many no's are there?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Animes, what do you say?
No, sir. Actually, it is not a compulsory work without payment. Actually, they are punished for something.
They are punished, but they cannot withhold their payment. Because see, what does it mean? See, go through the simple definition of begar. You are working, you should be paid, right? Now, for punishment, they can do something else, but they cannot withhold their payment. The work they have already done. What they can do, say for example, अभी मैं आपको एक चीज बताता हूँ. Have you heard about कि एक 20% मैच फीस लगा है या 10% मैच फीस लगा है
Yes,
रेफरी
sir.
ने?
Yes, sir.
ये चीज हमने सुनी होगी. तो वो जो नेक्स्ट मैच होता है उसमें लगता है, ठीक है. जो मैं या फिर जो चीज होती है उसमें वो एक पेनल्टी लग जाती है, इस पेनल्टी. लेकिन उसको विदहेल्ड नहीं किया जाता है. विदहेल्ड का मतलब कि उन्होंने 1 महीने काम किया और 1 महीने का पूरा पैसा रोक लिया गया क्योंकि उनको पनिशमेंट मिली है. सो ये बेकार ही हो गया ना कि काम करवा लिया और पैसा नहीं दिया. तो एक इस टाइप का केस एक सुप्रीम कोर्ट में गया था और उसमें सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने क्लियर कट कहा था कि it falls under Article 23, and Supreme Court said that to ask a man to work and then not to pay him any
Sir, you are
and
mute.
yeah, any salary or wages actually comes under the begar, okay, and it is the fundamental right of a citizen of India not to be compelled to work without wages. So remember these kind of things. And Supreme Court has said this thing, so we cannot comment on it. It's a established position.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, in case of government officials, like there are various terminations
हम
and
हम
suspension.
हाँ बोलो आप.
Sir, in suspension, there is 50% reduction in wages. So it is
उस पे हम उसकी भी बात करेंगे. जो सस्पेंशन वाला है ना उस पे भी हम आ रहे हैं, ठीक है.
okay, sir.
अब मैं आपसे एक दूसरा क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहता हूँ कि जैसे मान लो कि कहीं कहीं एक कस्टम होती थी किसी विलेजेस में कि आपने
In that
विलेज
situation
हेडमैन
तो
तो सुना
फाइन
ही
ही
होगा.
होगी ना सर.
क्या अनिमिस, आप क्या बोल रहे हो
Sir,
अनिमिस?
in suspension case there is no work, so there is no compulsion to pay.
एक्चुअली उस पर हम लोग आ रहे हैं तो उसको हम नेक्स्ट टॉपिक ऑफ डिस्कशन वही बनेगा. बट एक क्वेश्चन मेरे दिमाग में आ रहा है तो मैं पूछना चाहता हूँ. सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन है. क्वेश्चन है कि जैसे देर आर विलेजेस, वहाँ आपने देखा होगा कि जो एक्चुअली विलेज कस्टम होती थी कि वहाँ का जो विलेज हेडमैन होता था वहाँ पे एवरी हाउस होल्डर हैज टू ऑफर अ डेज फ्री लेबर, ठीक है. अब माय क्वेश्चन इज दैट वेदर दिस इज अगेंस्ट द आर्टिकल 23 और नॉट. क्वेश्चन समझ में आया कि नहीं?
Yes, sir, it's against the article.
Yes, it is against the article 23 that Blaze Headband cannot compel anybody to offer free labor to anyone. Okay, so remember this thing. Okay, now there are things traffic in human beings. So what does this mean? Traffic in human being.
The selling of humans or
Selling
prostitution
of human beings
or
or
Slavery, debtors.
Trading, selling and buying for illegal activities.
Yeah, right, Dattatreya. This simply says that it is commonly known as slavery, and it implies the buying and selling of human being as if they are chattels. Okay, and such kind of practices had been abolished by the constitution, and traffic in women of for immoral purpose is also covered by this expression. Okay, now we'll talk about third one, forced labor. This is very much this thing requires a lot of interpretation. So what is this forced labor?
Forcing a person to
without the
work without his will.
Okay, and what are the reason? I mean, what can be the probable reason for this thing for forced
Sir,
labor?
loan or debt.
Yes.
any kind
any
of
kind of the
financial issues also.
Yes, so that is one thing. Apart from that,
So like in ancient tradition, there was Bandhwa Mazdoor. So these are like forced labors.
Apart from it, anything else?
Actually, they cannot
Minimum wages.
physical
Yes,
force or
Prerna.
legal force or any economic situation to derive benefit. I mean, they cannot force them either physically, legally, or using an economic situation. So all these things are covered under forced labor.
Yes, exactly. And basically, it's a same or similar thing that we have discussed in Traffic in Human Beings or Begar, almost the same thing. And actually, this prohibition against forced labor is made subject to one exception. And what is that exception?
That is conscription. I mean, if the state is demanding any compulsory service, example, military service or social service, and if they're not paying for it, then it is an exception.
Yes, exactly. And does state can state make any kind of discrimination?
No, it
No,
cannot.
sir.
Oh, no, sir.
It can't.
Okay, so my next question is that, and it will be answered by who is going to answer? Dolly Pathak. I am saying that under Article 23(2), state can make discrimination on the basis of gender. This statement is correct or incorrect?
Sir, incorrect.
Why?
So because both this trafficking and all can happen for both the genders.
Anybody else who?
Yes, sir, it can
State
make
can.
distinction
Yeah,
in case of gender. The provisions
yes.
are only class, caste, religion, and race.
I think no, sir. State cannot permit on any discrimination on the ground of religion, race, caste, or class.
So it can make the
It can make.
discrimination for the gender. Like
Yes,
if you
sir,
want to have a
it
conflict
can.
of
Yes, because see, there are four things: religion, race, caste, or class, or any of them.
So
These are
class
the
means backward classes, these are.
हाँ ये सब चीजें क्लास हैं ठीक है religion, race, caste, or class. These are the four things. These are the four grounds on which state cannot make any discrimination. However, state can make discrimination on the basis of gender. ये आप लोग याद रखना ठीक है और एक क्लियर कट उसमें लिखा है आप लोगों ने एक भी बार शायद ढंग से देखा नहीं होगा ये आपके बैरेक्ट में लिखा है क्लियर कट
आर्टिकल 15 में सर मेंशन
अरे भाई 15 में नहीं है 23 में ही मेंशन है 15 में तो जेंडर के बेसिस पे आप कर ही नहीं सकते हो
Sir, a simple example of this is that if state requires a particular man service for military, then they can make provision for that.
yes,
बहुत
sir,
सारी
like paramilitary forces.
नहीं पैरामिलिट्री फोर्सेस में फीमेल हैं बट द थिंग इज दैट कि कुछ ऐसी सर्विसेज हैं जहां उनको जाने नहीं दिया जाता है जैसे कि फॉर एग्जांपल परमानेंट कमीशन हो गया क्या
Commando.
हाँ जैसे कि आपने कभी एसपीजी यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड अबाउट एसपीजी राइट
Yes, sir.
या इन एसपीजी देयर इज नो फीमेल and there are many not one yeah commando is one and there are many okay so remember this thing that same okay now I want to ask one question that आप लोगों में से बहुत सारे जो लोगों ने देखा होगा कि हर in every 10 year there is a census right or in every 5 year there is election in a particular state and in India also union this Lok Sabha election in every 5 year then you must have seen that there are a lot of teachers are there so there are many teachers are going however sometimes they are not being paid for that particular work. They are getting the salary, however, they are not being paid to give their duty in election, in census, and all these family planning duties. So can we consider it under the definition of begar or forced labor? Sorry, forced labor.
No, sir.
No,
It
sir. No,
may
sir.
come under social service.
So yeah, so Supreme Court had clearly said that if anybody is involved in public services, then that will not come under article. That will not come under this forced labor. Remember this thing, okay? So it is also one exception. Now, actually, Asutosh, you were talking about that वो retirement कुछ क्या था? You were talking about that person कि वो उसको suspension and all हो गया. तो उसके बारे में मैं आपको एक केस ही बता देता हूँ कि एक रूल था पंजाब सिविल सर्विसेज रूल. देयर इज अ पंजाब सिविल सर्विसेज रूल which provided that a civil servant under suspension on a charge of misconduct would not retire on his reaching the date of retirement. But समझ में आ रहा है कि वो if anybody, say for example, I'll give you simple example, Mr. X is there and he is accused of some sort of misconduct, and what happens that he gets suspension. So basically he is in the service but he is suspended, and he cannot retire until he gets on the date of retirement. समझ गए आप? तो ये सर्विस में रहेंगे एंड देन और जब तक और इस सर्विस में तब तक रहेंगे जब तक कि इफ देयर इज एनी इंक्वायरी व्हिच इज गोइंग ऑन एंड it concludes. If inquiry is against him and then they terminate, then it's okay. But but until the inquiry is going on, he will be in the service. However, he can be suspended. Then this thing was challenged, that he said that I should be freed and actually I should not be there because there is no work. And so Supreme Court said, no, actually a government servant should remain within the control of the government so long as the inquiry against him is not concluded or final order are not passed. तो जो आप अपना क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हो कि जो आपका क्वेश्चन था तो उसमें हम लोग थोड़ा डिस्कस कर सकते हैं. Remember this thing that suspension is not tantamount to बेगार. ये चीज समझ में आ रही है आपको? हाँ आशुतोष, नाउ यू कैन आस्क क्वेश्चन.
There is a provision of paid
I am unable to hear you, Asutosh.
Sir, in suspension, there is a provision to pay salary also, that 50% salary will be paid. So why, as a servant, they are getting paid, as they are working not?
See, that is government policy. Why they are being paid or not, they are not being paid. That is government policy. That is not subject to our discussion. One thing.
So it is mandatory, sir, or not, sir? That is the question.
See, I tell you what happens. That say for example, this person has been suspended. So I have given you the reasoning why they are being paid. So but they are not retired. So still they are in service, and if they are in service, then they can't do any other work, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And second thing, when they are suspended, so either they are accused or they have done some misconduct and all. So the inquiry is going on. तो उस टाइम में होता क्या है कि this person is not retired or this person is not terminated. In this case, अगर उसको पैसे नहीं मिलेंगे तो उसकी लाइफ कैसे चलेगी? क्योंकि ये तो गवर्नमेंट ने उसको बांध रखा है कि you can't do things and you can't work and all. तो how would that person survive? तो इसलिए उसको सिंपली पे किया जाता है. एक ये बहुत सिंपल सी चीज है. अगर किसी के पास कोई और रीजन, कोई लॉजिक हो तो वो बता सकता है, बट इट्स अ वेरी सिंपल लॉजिक.
in India we follow.
एंड जो मैंने आपको बता दिया ना अभी, जो पंजाब सिविल सर्विसेज वाला जो केस था, उस केस में भी सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने सेम ही चीज बोली है. Yes, Rishabh, you were saying something?
Yeah, I was saying that in India we follow innocence until proven. So whenever a person is in suspension, there are charges against it, but not proved. So he is under services, but so he will get remunerations until he is proven guilty and terminated.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the provision of, I mean, established principle of criminal law that a person is considered innocent until and unless he or she has proven guilty. So remember this thing. So far, do you have any doubt?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, you said, can you repeat one line you said? Suspension is not something you said to remember in the last.
I said that suspension is not tantamount to begar, cannot be equated to begar.
Sir, I had a question.
Yes, Abhi.
Sir, if a certain government employees are not getting salaries, like work without pay, so you told that it amounts to begar. But
Yes.
so can they file a writ petition regarding the same?
Yes, obviously they can file.
Sir, but nowadays we see that in newspaper a lot of municipal corporations around India are not paying their
अरे
employees.
अब हो क्या रहा है, देखो वो प्रैक्टिस क्या हो रही है उसके बारे में हमें डिस्कस नहीं करना चाहिए, बट जो लीगल पोजीशन है वी कैन डिस्कस दैट कि आपको नहीं मिल रहा है। अभी मैं इस चीज को और थोड़ा सा डिटेल में आपके साथ डिस्कस करूंगा तो आपको और ज्यादा क्लैरिटी आएगी इसके बारे में। जो फोर्स्ड लेबर है उसके बारे में ही हम लोग डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं और थोड़ा सा डिटेल में।
Okay.
Yeah, so we were talking about forced labor. So we can say that it does not make any difference whether the person who is forced to give his labor or service to another is remunerated or not. Did you understand? Ki it, what I am saying, say for example, sometime it does not, say for example, there is Mr. X. So Mr. X is being paid 10 rupees. Okay. So somebody can say, oh, this is not forced labor. He's being paid 10 rupees. So sometimes it does not matter, even he's being paid. That is what I have said. Okay. So even if remuneration is paid, labor supplied by a person would be hit by Article 23 if it is a forced labor. That is labor supplied, not willingly. Now somebody was saying that if when I was talking about I asked about forced labor. So somebody told me that the person is even working without bill, work without bill. Yeah. So this is the concept there that even if he is getting money, but he is working without his bill, it will be considered forced labor. Remember this thing. समझ में आ रहा है ये चीज आपको?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we can talk about this bird force. So basically the force actually does not only include physical or legal force. So there can be a physical force and legal force also, but also force arising from the compulsion of economic circumstances which leaves no choice of alternative to a person in want and actually compels that person to provide labor or service even though the remuneration received for it is less than minimum wages. And we have seen this example. So Abhi, you were talking about that there are people who are not being paid, but still there are people who are being paid, but still that is forced labor. तो हमने बहुत सारी जगह देखी, जैसे हम लोग भी use sometime a term which is called corporate slave. So what does it mean? Anybody? There are many things.
Bonds are signed.
Yeah, bonds, that is bonded labor, that is different thing. Okay, so what happens, there are multiple dimension of it, and one dimension is that Let's say, for example, if you are going to work in some corporate sector, so if so what they do, they'll take maybe they'll ask you to work for 10 hours. However, they won't pay you for that much hour. What they'll do, they'll pay you for 6 hours, 7 hours. So say, for example, uh, your salary is 10,000, but the work which you are doing, and that is for 50,000 rupees. So it's the money which you are not which you are getting in which you are getting, that is not in the proportion in your work. You should get more money, however you are getting less money. So these are the certain things post labor. But however, say for example, there's a person, Mr. Jed, okay, and he has to pay credit card bills. Now what happens that he goes to find work that he has to pay 1 lakh rupees, and he goes to find work somewhere. So somebody says that say for example, this person is Bai, who is a friend of this person, whatever is name of this person, another person. So he knows about this person, okay, that this person has to pay 1 lakh rupees, and now he is taking advantage of this situation. So he says, now I'll pay you 30,000 rupees per month, and you'll have to work 14 hours. You will come 8 a.m. in the morning and you will go 10 p.m. in the evening. So now this person has no choice because he has to pay credit card. If he doesn't pay, then there will be a lot of finance charges, lot of interest and lot of things. Okay, so this person knows this thing, so he is actually exploiting that person, and he is under that force. So this is also kind of forced labor. समझ में आया आपको कि जो आपकी minimum wages, the wages which you should get, but you are not getting those wages. This is also kind of forced labor. बहुत सारी चीजें हैं कि जहाँ लोग भूखमरी से मर रहे हैं, और वहां पर उनको कोई थोड़ा सा काम दे दे और उसके बदले में बहुत कम पैसा दे, बट उनको सिर्फ खाने भर के लिए जिंदा रखे, बट काम उनसे बहुत सारा करवाए। तो बहुत सारी ये प्रैक्टिसेस तो हमने बहुत सारी देखी हैं हर जगह ही, इंडिया में क्या बहुत सारी जगह होती हैं, मोस्टली स्पेशली इंडिया में तो बहुत ही ज्यादा प्रिवलेंट है कि लोग काम करवाना चाहते हैं बट दे डोंट वांट टू पे। तो ये दिस इज एक्चुअली फोर्स्ड लेबर। Do you want me to explain more? Yes, Animesh.
Sir, like in some companies, when you apply, they ask you to sign a contract for 5 years or 10 years. So is that a forced labor?
Animesh, yeah, that is kind of forced labor because this Article 23 says even if you are in contract. So what we do when we are having actually contract, right? So contract is kind of say 5 year bond. Okay. So as per contract that you cannot leave this company for 5 year, and there are 1,000 types of condition. But for next 5 year there is no hike, there is nothing. Okay, and you are working day and night. However, you are not getting money. So initially I have said that it can be physical force, it can be legal force, and it can be economic force. There are many things. Now we'll talk about this bonded labor also.
Sir,
Sir,
Yes,
I have
Abhi.
a question.
Yes.
Sir, if this is a bonded labor or forced labor, then why it is illegal?
First thing, do not mix bonded labor and forced labor. They both are different things. बॉन्डेड बंधुआ सुना है किसी ने शब्द बंधुआ मजदूर?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, वो बंधुआ होता है बॉन्डेड।
Sir,
यस।
sir, I have a question actually. So whenever companies ask for to sign a bond, basically they give a chance to employees okay, these are the terms and condition, and then you can sign. So should we consider this thing as a bonded labor? Because means the employees is getting chance to review all those rule and regulations.
See, I tell you what happens. Say, for example, if you are going into any company and you are signing the agreement, so that time you can deny that they are not forcing you. But what happens that they have asked you to work for 6 hours, but you are made work for 10 hours. then that would be a forced labor. Either you should be paid, okay, then that would be forced labor. Another case that they are asking you to work for 10 hours, okay, and you don't want to work beyond 6 hours, beyond your working condition, then that would be a forced labor. See, there are thousand things and thousand exceptions. क्योंकि ऐसे तो ये सब चल ही नहीं पाएगा. ऑब्वियसली बहुत सारी चीजों में वो फोर्स्ड लेबर होता है, बट वी आर अनेबल टू चैलेंज दोज थिंग्स, क्योंकि कौन कौन कहाँ कहाँ चैलेंज करेगा. आप अभी एग्रीमेंट लिख लो या साइन कर लो, वो कह देंगे हाँ छोड़ दो, ठीक है नहीं करना है जॉब छोड़ दो, क्या करोगे आप? तो आपकी
नहीं सर, छोड़ने नहीं देते, मैंने साइन किया था.
आप 1 महीने का नोटिस देके छोड़ सकते हो.
नहीं 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 छोड़ने देते हैं. फिर वो कहेंगे कि जो तुम्हारा मतलब पिछले साल का जो जितना भी तुमने सैलरीज ली है वो वापस करो, तब रिलीज करेंगे. कंडीशन
आप एक काम करना कि आप जो है मुझे अपनी उसकी एग्रीमेंट की कॉपी भेज देना, हम छुड़वा देंगे आपको. ठीक है, पर्सनल लेवल पर आपको बोल रहा हूँ.
ऐसा हुआ था.
ठीक है, अगर आपको यस,
this is subject to consent of that person now, whether it is going to be a forced labor or not. Like if the person is willing to work.
See, that's what I have said, that agreement, okay, when you are signing an agreement with any company, so you know things, but if you can prove, बहुत सारे ऐसे केसेस हुए हैं जहां अगर आप प्रूव कर सको कि वो जो है एग्रीमेंट आपको फोर्सफुली, या मतलब आपने एक ऐसी कंडीशन में साइन किया जहां आपके पास यू हैड नो चॉइस, ठीक है, तो उसके बाद में वो नल एंड वॉइड हो जाएगा, वो एग्रीमेंट की वैल्यू नहीं बचेगी. वो सब लीगल उसमें डिस्प्यूट में आते हैं. आप कर सकते हो, चीजें हो सकती हैं, ऐसा नहीं है कि नहीं हो सकती हैं, बट आपको फिर फाइट करने के लिए रेडी रहना पड़ेगा. तो जो मैंने सिंपल चीजें थी वो बता दी आपको, आप उतना अंदर मत जाओ, क्योंकि फिर बहुत सारी इंडियन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट से चीजें होती हैं, बहुत सारे 50 प्रकार के हैं, लेकिन ये आर्टिकल 23 कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट को भी करता है. अभी हम लोग और आगे बात करेंगे. नाउ वील टॉक अबाउट.
Sir, you are mute.
Yeah, so now we are talking about one thing that is called hard labor by prisoner. Now I have a question that, say for example, there is a person who has got rigorous imprisonment. Rigorous imprisonment समझ में आता है ना आप लोगों को?
Yes, sir.
So if someone has got the sentence which includes rigorous imprisonment, then that person is being made to work to provide hard labor basically, and he is not getting anything. Then would it be considered forced labor or not, or begar?
Sir, that will be punishment for his act, so it should not be considered under Bigar.
Anybody else?
Yes, sir, it will be considered as begar.
Yes, Ravi. एक्चुअली एक केस हुआ था, और उस केस का नेम है स्टेट ऑफ गुजरात वर्सेस ऑनरेबल हाई कोर्ट ऑफ गुजरात. एंड इसमें सुप्रीम कोर्ट के पास 2 क्वेश्चन गए थे. ठीक है, फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन था, कैन प्रिजनर बी मेड टू डू हार्ड लेबर अगेंस्ट देयर विल. सेकंड थिंग, इज इट हिट बाय आर्टिकल 23. एंड एक क्वेश्चन और था, एंड इट वाज दैट शुड प्रिजनर हु आर रिक्वायर्ड टू डू लेबर एज पार्ट ऑफ देयर पनिशमेंट नेसेसरीली बी पेड जो वेजेस. एनीवेज इसमें थर्ड वाले में आपका आंसर आएगा. ठीक है, जो आपने कहा है. नाउ अभी कोर्ट ने क्या कहा है? सो द सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज सेड basically that a prisoner sentenced to rigorous imprisonment can be made to do hard labor, but even then he should be paid equitable wages for his work. No person can be made to do labor free of wages. It is not only a legal right of a workman to have wages for the work, it is a social imperative and an ethical compulsion. So remember this thing. Once again, I am repeating that person can be made to do hard labor. However, he has to be paid equitable wages for his work, even if he is under rigorous imprisonment also. ठीक है। फिर इसके बाद कोर्ट ने बहुत सारी चीजें कहा। कोर्ट ने कहा कि ये एक कमेटी बननी चाहिए और बहुत तमाम प्रकार की चीजें इसमें बोली, तो हम उसमें नहीं जाएंगे। बट ये जो इम्पोर्टेंट चीज थी वो मैंने आपको बता दी। अभी हम लोग बात करेंगे बॉन्डेड लेबर की। तो जितनी भी मतलब जो डायमेंशन है ना इसके इससे रिलेटेड, पुलिस वाला हो गया, रिगरस इम्प्रिजनमेंट हो गई, मैं आपको सब चीजें धीरे धीरे बताता जा रहा हूँ। तो आप ये, क्योंकि अगर आप क्वेश्चन आने हैं तो इसी टाइप के अंदर से ही क्वेश्चन आएंगे। अब वो इतने इजी क्वेश्चन आपसे नहीं पूछेंगे। इजी हो गया इसके ऊपर। हाँ
बेसिकली
नीरज?
रिगरस इम्प्रिजनमेंट में भी तो पेमेंट मिलती ही है।
हाँ, तो एक्चुअली क्या होता था कि पहले ये लोग पेमेंट नहीं देते थे। ये कहते थे कि ये तो तुम्हारा जो है उसका हिस्सा है, काम मतलब जो तुम्हारी पनिशमेंट है उसका हिस्सा है। देन सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज सेड नो, it's even it's a part of sentence, however that person should be paid.
ओके सर, ओके।
जो भी वो काम कर रहा है, even he is involved in some sort of hard labor, then he should be paid equitable wages for his work. Now we'll talk about bonded labor.
सर आपने पुलिस वाला मेंशन किया, तो पुलिस
क्या 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 कह रहे हो आप आशुतोष? आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है।
सर आपने अभी पुलिस के रिगार्डिंग बोला कि हमने पुलिस का डायमेंशन भी देखा, तो उसमें पुलिस का डायमेंशन क्या था सर? मतलब
वो गलती से मैंने बोल दिया होगा, पुलिस नहीं प्रिजनर बोलने वाला था मैं।
ओके सर, मैं कंफ्यूज।
ठीक है, चलो। Now we'll talk about bonded labor. So my first question is that what is this bonded system? What is this bonded labor? And it has to be answered by Gunib.
Sir, someone is compelled to work due to some contract or some bond.
Yes, it's a kind of thing. So what happens that one person is bonded to provide labor to another for years and years until a debt is supposed to be wiped out. तो समझ में आया क्या होता है कि एक सीरियस इकोनॉमिक सोशियो इकोनॉमिक प्रॉब्लम है इंडिया में बॉन्डेड लेबर की, कि हमारे दादा ने लोन ले लिया था, दादा के बाद पिताजी भी नहीं चुका पाए, पिताजी के बाद हम भी नहीं चुका पाए, हमारे बाद भी जो आएंगे वो नहीं चुका पाएंगे। तो तब तक हम ये मिस्टर एक्स के जो है बॉन्डेड लेबर बनने रहेंगे। वो पैसा चुकाने के लिए हम जिंदगी भर इनके यहाँ काम करते रहेंगे। समझ में आया ये बॉन्डेड लेबर का कॉन्सेप्ट?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And now basically what happened that Supreme Court has basically this Article 23 abolished this system. Parliament has to give effect to Article 23, Parliament has enacted the Bonded Labor System Abolition Act 1976, and this act strikes at the system of bonded labor. So remember the name of this: Bonded Labor System Abolition Act 1976. Remember this thing, okay? And Supreme Court clearly said that this bonded labor system is unconstitutional under Article 23, and it can be regarded as a form of forced labor. समझ में आ गया आपको?
Yes, sir.
अब इसके बाद में हम एक दूसरा इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक डिस्कस करने वाले हैं, एंड दैट इज prostitution. So which article talks about prostitution?
23 only.
Yes, 23 talks about prostitution. So when we are reading this expression, traffic in human being, so basically it is commonly known as slavery, and it implies the buying and selling of human beings. and actually it is a very wide expression which includes uh, women's t- traffic in women for immoral purposes. Okay, so basically it this thing prohibits of traffic in women for immoral purposes, and for this there are many cases, there are many guidelines. Some guidelines were issued by Supreme Court, and there are some laws also which were brought by the Parliament. So first law was suppression of immoral traffic in Women and Girls Act 1956. It is known as it used to known as SITA. Okay, and it thereafter this act has been renamed, and now it is known as Immoral Traffic Prevention Act 1956. Immoral Traffic Prevention Act of 1956. So on this act aims at suppressing the evils of prostitution in women and girls and achieving a public purpose. So what happens that what is that public purpose? To rescue the fallen women and girls, to stamp out the evils of prostitution, and also actually to provide an opportunity to these fallen victims so that they could become decent members of the society. And even there are many legal provision in this act, and apart from that there are provision which are in Indian penal code also, code also, but the civil of prostitution still prevails in our society. And there were many actually cases in Supreme Court. So there are two important cases. One is Bisaljit versus Union of India, and second is Gaurav Jain versus Union of India. So these are the two important cases. And in first case, Bisaljit case, the Supreme Court has directed the state governments to instruct their law enforcing authorities to take action under the law to eradicate child prostitution. So first one basically talks about child prostitution, and second one also is related to mostly child prostitution. And basically first to eradicate the prostitution, and second is for their rehabilitation. Okay, so first one for the eradication, and second one is rehabilitation. So this is all about prostitution, and now we are going to discuss Article 24 of Indian Constitution. Anybody has any questions so far? We are going to discuss Article 24 of Indian Constitution.
Hello.
What does yes, Gargi?
So, prostitutes are not allowed to not have the freedom of movement under Article 19D. So, sir, I just wanted to
Who
know,
said
does it amounts to untouchability?
who said that they do not have freedom of movement? Who said this?
The
They
Supreme
are
Court,
the
it's
no Supreme Court never said this thing. Okay, and they are the equal citizen of India. See, there are acts can be restricted, but person's freedom cannot be restricted. ये चीज आप क्लियर कट थोड़ा सा उसको देखना.
okay,
Sir,
sir.
I think it's for HIV patients.
Sir, there is one exception only. That exception is for public health. Only in that case, it can be restricted, I think.
Yeah, so see, there are always exception. In 19, we have seen that there are exception, but you cannot see this person who was involved in some sort of prostitution, okay, and now she's perfectly healthy, and then nobody can stop her from going to any place. ये चीज आप हमेशा याद रखना.
Yes, sir. Actually, Bombay High Court said that only
Okay,
on the grounds if she is affected by AIDS,
हाँ,
he or she.
तो उसमें तो हम एक स्पेशल केस हो गया, वो पब्लिक हेल्थ हो गया, एड्स हो गई. जब मैंने कहा कि अगर वो इफ सी इज हेल्दी सी कैन गो टू एनीवेयर, ठीक है, और ये सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने भी क्लियर कट कहा है, और ये आप ये मतलब हाईली रिग्रेसिव माइंडसेट है कि वो नहीं जा सकती. सी डिड नॉट बिकम प्रोस्टिट्यूट्स बाय ओन हर चॉइस, ठीक है, सी वाज मेड टू डू, फोर्स टू डू दैट वर्क. तो ऐसी सोसाइटी अगर लोगों के साथ डिस्क्रिमिनेट करेगी तो वो लोग कभी रिहेबिलिटेट ही नहीं हो पाएंगे, इवन इफ दे आर नॉट इन्वॉल्व इन that work which they did not choose. Then if they want to come in the mainstream, they won't be able to come mainstream, because then people will start saying, oh, okay, oh, this person was involved in prostitution and she is evil for the society. ऐसे नहीं कर सकते ना, ये हाईली रिग्रेसिव थिंग है. अब हम लोग वी ऑल आर इन 21st century and we should be a progressive citizen of India. किसी के साथ क्या हुआ, what was the past of person, that we should not see. Now we should more focused on the betterment of that person. अब एड्स का पेशेंट है या किसी का भी पेशेंट है, अब एड्स के 50 रीजन, अलग अलग डिफरेंट डिफरेंट रीजन हो सकते हैं. हो सकता है उसको कंटामिनेटेड ब्लड लगा दिया हो सकता है उसको कंटामिनेटेड जो सिरिंज क्या बोलते हैं, नेडल लग गई हो, बहुत सारे रीजन हो सकते हैं. तो हम लोग ऐसे नहीं कर सकते ना सोसाइटी में डिस्क्रिमिनेट. तो ये तो मतलब कुछ चीजें ऐसी हैं कि जो आप सोचना कि मतलब इस मामले में सुप्रीम कोर्ट बहुत ज्यादा प्रोग्रेसिव रहा है. अभी एक्चुअली एक केस गया था, मैं आपको बताता हूँ. इट वाज रिलेटेड टू अ प्रोस्टिट्यूट एंड उसका someone raped her. Okay, so then that person, the council argued that this lady is of loose character and this person is not guilty. Okay, so the court said, what are you talking? Even if person is of loose character, but you cannot rape any person. जो भी जो है उसका जैसी उसकी चॉइस है वो सब चीज है, बट आप किसी के साथ फोर्सफुल नहीं हो सकते हो. ओके, सो नाउ वील टॉक अबाउट आर्टिकल 24 ऑफ इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन एंड चाइल्ड लेबर. इट्स बेसिकली इट टॉक्स अबाउट एवोल्यूशन ऑफ चाइल्ड लेबर. तो कोई भी बता दो, ये तो छोटा सा आर्टिकल है, इसको हम नेक्स्ट 4-5 मिनट्स में कंप्लीट कर सकते हैं.
14 in hazardous environment.
So, okay, so I'll tell you one thing, that this is a very critical human and economic problem, and which is child labor. So what happens that we must have observed in our society that there are parents who seek to augment their meager income through employment of their children, most in villages, in slum dwelling areas. We have seen these kind of things. So employer of children also basically stand to gain financially.
Sir, I have one question.
Yes.
Sir, the children who are doing acting in all kind of cinemas and all those, are will they count in this labor or not? Child labor.
See, basically what it does, it prohibit child labors in hazardous labor. It prohibits hazardous labor. Okay, so they can involve in other kind of work which is not hazardous. Remember this thing. So if that is not hazardous, then they can involve. It's completely okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So
लेकिन
yes,
excuse me,
yes, Prerna.
लेकिन जो चाइल्ड लेबर प्रोहिबिशन एंड रेगुलेशन अमेंडमेंट एक्ट आया था 2016 में, उसके अकॉर्डिंगली चिल्ड्रन बिलो 14 इयर्स ऑफ एज उनको किसी भी ऑक्यूपेशन में एम्प्लॉय करना वाज अ ऑफेंस. तो उस हिसाब से ये फिल्म इंडस्ट्री वाला जो
हम लोग actually we are talking about only Article 24. We are not talking about that particular law. That particular law is totally different. But what Article 24 says, we are talking about it.
ओके.
अभी वो उसको कर दे तो वो एक अलग चीज है, जैसे वो लॉ है उसको डिफाइन कर दे, क्योंकि ये चीज भी तो डिफाइन होनी है ना कि व्हाट इज दिस हजार्डस वर्क. It can be anything. ये तो define नहीं हुआ है ना. So basically, Article 24 prohibits the employment of a child below the age of 14 years to work in any factory or mine or in any other hazardous uh, employment. And Supreme Court has also said that no one can employ a child below the age of 14 in hazardous employment like construction work. The contractors are under a constitutional mandate not to employ any child below 14 years on construction work. So those who are employing those child in these kind of works also, they will also be punished. ठीक है. And at the same time, the court also said that it is the duty of the union government, state government, and other government bodies to ensure that the contractors to whom they have entrusted construction work also obey this obligation. So there is one very important case, that is MC Mehta versus State of Tamil Nadu. तो इस केस में काफी इसी चीज पर चर्चा हुआ कि क्या चाइल्ड लेबर है एंड ऑल. So basically, the court has insisted that employers, those who are employer, they must comply with the provisions of Child Labor Prohibition and Regulation Act. And then the court said that abolition of child labor is definitely a matter of great public concern and significance. तो इसमें इतना ज़्यादा कुछ है नहीं, बहुत ज़्यादा, बट हाँ एक दो चीज़ें बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हैं जो मुझे आपसे डिस्कस करनी थी, तो वो मैं आपसे डिस्कस करूंगा, और वो है ILO से रिलेटेड. ये शायद एक बार यूपीएससी में क्वेश्चन भी आया था, अगर नहीं आया तो एक आध बार आप लोग देख लोगे इस क्वेश्चन को. The minimum age convention 1973. Second one is the worst form of child labor convention 1999. So my first question is that does India sign is India signatory of these two conventions? Has India signed
Yes, sir.
these
Yes, sir.
two? Okay, and has India ratified these two?
So the first one is ratified. So the second
When
one
did
is
when India ratified this one?
I don't know the exact dates.
एक बार आप लोग इसको गूगल कर लेना, ये दोनों कन्वेंशन है. India has signed both of them, but just Google them whether India has ratified them or not. तो बेसिकली बस बहुत सारे एक्ट्स पार्लियामेंट लेके आई है, जो एक प्रेरणा ने बात की थी उस एक्ट के बारे में, चाइल्ड लेबर प्रोहिबिशन एंड रेगुलेशन एक्ट. फिर इसके बाद एक बहुत सारी चीजें आई, फैक्ट्रीज एक्ट आया, माइन एक्ट आया, बहुत देर आर मल्टीपल एक्ट्स which talks about safeguard for children. So we are done for the day. If anyone has any question, then you can ask.
Sir, I have a question relating to Article 14.
14?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, actually, there was an article in the newspaper, and it said that there is a provision to reserve 25% of seat for educationally backward students in um, schools, private-run schools. But this provision does not apply to minority-run private institutions. So this is a violation of Article 14, which is equality before law. So is it true, sir?
मैं आपको एक चीज बताता हूँ. एक्चुअली वो जो है ना, वो ओपिनियन उस ऑथर की है, वो चीज ट्रू नहीं है.
ओके, तो वही मैं कंफ्यूज हूँ.
I wanted to ask a question.
Yes, yes.
I wanted to ask that I wanted to ask a question related to Article 23. That in Article 23, Article 23 restricts women to work in immoral acts or immoral
Yes.
occupations. But
Yes.
in a case, Bombay High Court, when there was a case of dance bars of Bombay, in which there was a argument placed before Bombay High Court that it violates the right of dancers under Article 19, as it restricts their freedom of choice of occupation.
Choice of profession. Yes.
Gee, then how can we balance both of these articles, Article 23 and 19?
See, first thing, dancing is not immoral.
Yeah, I know dancing is not immoral, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Then either they'll have to prove this thing that the dance, those who are dancing in those women who are dancing in dance bar, they are involved in immoral act. Okay, if they are unable to prove it, then there is no issue. Then there this 19 will be withheld, and obviously Supreme Court, even the Bombay High Court has taken cognizance and this they allowed it.
Hmm.
I think Supreme Court has allowed it, if I'm not wrong. So they'll have to prove this thing whether it's immoral or not. If it is immoral, what is immoral? Prostitution is immoral. Okay, my one question is that can anyone tell me that prostitution is illegal or not?
Sir, it's legal.
You're saying it's legal.
It's legal.
Yes, sir.
No, in India it's illegal.
Yeah, it's illegal.
Uncriminalized.
You are Isan, you are saying it's illegal.
Yes, sir, it's legal, but you can't force another person to enter prostitution. But if one is willing to do that, it's legal. But in certain limitations, ki hotels, mein, public places, where you can't exercise this thing.
So brothels are illegal.
Actually, prostitution, see, we cannot say it's illegal also. Okay? There is, it's a kind of neutral thing. One thing we'll say, okay, if something is not illegal, it does not mean that thing is legal. First thing, okay. So it's neither it's legalized. अगर legalized हो जाती तो कोडिफिकेशन आ जाती है. कोई लॉ बताओगे आप जहाँ लिखा है कि भाई ये लोग जो है ऐसे मतलब they can involve in prostitution. These are the rules and regulations through which they can do all these things. कोई rule regulation एक भी आप मुझे इंडिया में बता दो. So if there is no rule, there is no regulation, there is no law, then how can you say it's illegal? First thing, so we can't say it's illegal. However, prostitution per se is not illegal also. Remember thing. However, this organized prostitution, there are two things. One is prostitution, second is organized prostitution. So right now, Avinash said brothel are illegal. Okay, these pimps. Okay, if somebody is forcing somebody, okay, and so say for example, there are this person X, she or he is willingly involved in prostitution and directly meeting to his clients and whatever we say, okay, then it's completely fine. However, if there is a person between these two people, okay, so this person is bringing client and all, then it has become illegal. It is illegal. Okay. तो ये चीज आप याद रखना. प्रोस्टिट्यूशन पर से इज नॉट इलीगल इन इंडिया. हाउएवर इट्स नॉट लीगल आल्सो. लीगलाइज हो जाती तो बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम खत्म हो जाती ना उस सेक्टर की. रेगुलेट हो जाती वो चीजें.
Sir, but under Sita Act 1956, it is defined as illegal activity, sir.
भाई साहब, मैंने आपको क्या कहा कि वो जो प्रोस्टिट्यूशन पर से मतलब अपने आप में इलीगल नहीं है वो, ठीक है, बट ऑर्गेनाइज्ड प्रोस्टिट्यूशन इलीगल है. याद रखना ये चीज.
सर ये कोर्ट डिसाइड करेगा ना कि ऑर्गेनाइज्ड.
अरे वो उसमें कोर्ट को क्या डिसाइड करना है उसमें. अगर मैंने आपको एक चीज समझा दी कि इफ देयर इज सिंडिकेट, देन इट्स इलीगल. अगर कोई ब्रोथल चल रहा है तो वो इलीगल है. कोई अपने मकान में करवा रहा है वो इलीगल है. 50 ये तो
ओके सर,
समझ गए आप. Okay, so if anyone has any question, then you can ask. Otherwise, we'll end this session here, and tomorrow we'll meet at our scheduled time, that is 9 p.m.